Well, I'm Keith Cornett on CorvetteBlogger.com, and I'm here with Joe Petty. We're talking Corvette insurance today, and actually collector car insurance. Joe, how are you doing today, sir?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. Well, it's great to be up here in Kentucky. We're at the NCM Bash this week, and earlier in the week we told everybody to bring out their documents and get some quotes. Have you been seeing some traffic off of that?
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of stop-ins, a lot of people scanning our board that we have outside the office.
Right. So when people are coming in and talking with their cars, are they bringing in like their regular policies, just a normal policy, a stated value policy? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so honestly, the majority of people don't really realize there's other options that agreed value coverage, collector vehicle policies. So a lot of people are pretty surprised that there's the ability to save, half on their insurance, just kind of pinpointing the miles driven and understanding that a lot of these vehicles are occasional pleasure use type vehicles. So there's really an opportunity for some different coverage to insure that vehicle what it's worth and kind of fit in with your driving style a little bit better than daily auto policy.
Yeah. Now we always talk about agreed value as pretty much the gold standard for classic car and collector car owners. Tell us a little bit about it and why it's important.
So yeah, with agreed value, what we'll do with new purchases, we'll lock that purchase price in. It does not depreciate for the lifetime of the policy. We keep that in there for that first 6 months, and then after that time, if there's any increase to the market, modifications, upgrades to the vehicle, we can take that into consideration and upgrade that price on the vehicle. But just having that value locked in for the lifetime of the policy is really beneficial. You want to protect these vehicles for what they're worth. With those stated value policies, the wording is a little confusing. They'll pay up to that amount that it's worth, but the majority of the time you're not going to get that full value of the vehicle if there's a total loss situation. So it's important to kind of protect that vehicle.
Right. Now, to get an agreed value policy, are you looking at like mileage limits? Are there certain conditions on storage? How's that all work?
Yeah, so majority of our policies, the carrier does have a stipulation of keeping it in the garage. There's some flexibility in certain states, carports, but generally keeping it in some sort of structure. And our mileage tiers, we have 1,000, 3,000, or 6,000 miles per year. So that's kind of the cutoff. That 6,000 miles is that highest tier for collector coverage. So,
but that's a lot of driving though.
Yeah.
6,000 miles on a car that normally is used for pleasure and cruises and stuff. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, 500 miles a month. That's a lot of driving there. So, a lot of people might not think that they're qualified for it because they drive a little bit more, but definitely take a look and consider it because it might fit in with what your driving style is.
Right. Now, when I'm looking at a policy and I bring my information to you, what are the things that you're looking for? And do you try to do like basically matching up my existing policy, or do you say no, with the collector policy you really want to maybe look at these?
Yeah, so with our policies, we want to kind of show you the savings that are possible. So we like to quote apples to apples. So we're going to compare everything pretty much the same to what you have on your standard auto policy. So we're going to match up those limits of liability, match up those deductibles, and value that vehicle for current market or that new purchase price. So it'll really kind of show you, compared to what you have in your daily auto, how our savings can really come into play.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that really always impressed me, I'm out of Florida. We have hurricane season, and we've had some hurricane scares in the past couple of years, absolutely. One of the things I love about the NCM insurance policy is that you guys do relocation in case of natural disasters and other calamities. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so in the event of some natural disasters coming through, hurricanes, tornadoes, that sort of thing, there is a flexibility with the carrier. They are able to kind of help you pay to relocate that vehicle, so to avoid any kind of claim situation. So they really want to preserve that vehicle and help you keep it safe. So definitely something to look into and keep an eye on that sort of thing, and reach out to us if there's ever some bad weather coming near you and you want to relocate that vehicle.
Right. Now about the company that stands behind you, obviously you're not insuring your own everybody's vehicles through the NCM Insurance. You have a carrier that you're working with. Tell us a little bit about them, maybe their strength, and that we want to obviously feel good with who's insuring our cars.
Yeah, definitely. So the carrier we're pretty much going to use across the board is going to be American Modern. They're a great collector vehicle company. They really have a lot of knowledge. Most of the people that work there have some collector vehicles, classic cars, so they really know what they're doing. I mean, these claims adjusters, the majority of them have these vehicles, so they're going to work with you. They realize that you know, in those claim situations, you want to get that car back to what it was before. So
Right.
they're going to really work with you and make sure you're covered. We leave it up to you as far as where you want to take that vehicle in those claim situations. We understand most of the time you do have garages or people that you're comfortable with working on those vehicles. So we're not going to make you go to a certain shop. They're going to work with you and let you kind of pick that place that you want to get that vehicle fixed.
Yeah, you know, we ran that story of the guy with the 63 split window that got hit in an intersection, and how amazed he was because the guy that was his claims adjuster was a Corvette owner that absolutely understands all of our idiosyncrasies about, you know, our babies and wanting to get them back to you know, 100% right away. So I think that was one of the things that really impressed us. With these other insurance products, I know we also have the ability to do probably like towing and any kind of road hazards or help on the roads when people are out, and that's obviously the big concern I have if I'm going on an extended cruise is, geez, what happens if all of a sudden, you know, something, you know, an older part breaks on my car or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. We do provide that emergency roadside assistance. So, you know, on the back of those ID cards we send out, there's that contact information. So, you know, anytime you're on the road, on a road trip, something happens, definitely reach out to that number and they're going to be able to help you out. So, we're going to make sure that you're not stranded and kind of get you on your way.
Right. Yeah, so Joe, I always like to tell my story in these situations. You know, I came from a big box insurance company, and one of the reasons why I was a little hesitant, you know, I kept having Adam Boca tell me, you know, it's better insurance, you know, you're going to save money, and my concern was that it would somehow interrupt the bundle savings that I had with my other insurance products with this company. But I did do a call to them. They said, no, actually, you're fine. You've got your 2 cars. You know, you get your discount with those 2 cars. And so for me, that was a great opportunity to bring my car to the NCM Insurance. Is that one of the concerns that you see people have?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people are, you know, bring that up and they say, you know, I have everything bundled. I have a good deal. I don't want to lose any of those discounts. I mean, generally, just take that, if it's just one vehicle on there and you have multiple, as well as your house and everything, it's usually not going to lose that bundle. So it's definitely worth reaching out, talking to your insurance, just checking on that and getting the quote and just seeing if those savings on that vehicle are going to make up for that difference. But definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, well, I know when I moved, I saved like $400 or $500, and I was like, Adam, why didn't you tell me sooner? He's like, I did.
We tried.
So, but you know, it's like insurance. It's like one of those things that's no one really likes to deal with it. You know, they think it's a hassle. The other thing I did, and I always like to do this maybe every year or two, and especially now we see just Corvette values. Especially, I have a mid-year '66. These cars are just really starting to appreciate again. They seem to go through these growth spurts. In which case, you know, I'd call up Adam or one of you guys and say, hey, you know, I think I need to readjust the value of my car. It's just as simple as me telling you if I have an agreed policy, if I go from, you know, 55 to 60, you know, or 65, that's something that you would look into and say yes or no, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we've seen this. It's crazy. The market, I think since the C8 kind of came out, every single Corvette feels like the value's gone up. So it's definitely important to kind of keep an eye on that market and make sure your vehicle is, you know, current market value. So, you know, easy as a phone call or an email if you're a policy holder, and just kind of check it out and see if we can raise that for you.
Yeah, and just you said that with the C8 Corvette. So real quick, a C8 is a collector car, correct?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
just even a base Stingray could be a collector car insured by you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And that's another question we get a lot of times. People want, for one thing, they think all we do is Corvettes. You know, we insure all kinds of collector and classic vehicles, and then, you know, these new Corvettes, those are definitely considered.
Especially the Z06 coming out, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, as long as it's in that driving style, under that 6,000 miles a year, it's definitely considered a collector vehicle. So, you know, let us know, and we can definitely quote those new vehicles as well. You know, reach out. You can go to our website. It has requests for quotes on there. It's also got our contact info. So check out our website, ncminsurance.com, and you can reach out to us via phone, email, or just submit an online quote.
All right. Well, Joe, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Visit NCM Insurance for your Corvette's insurance needs. And, you know, again, it's better insurance at a great price. And in the end, you're helping the Corvette Museum. And I think that's a great thing. So appreciate your time, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.